Friends, we often use an English proverb, and that is, one-man army. Today I will tell you about such an incident. Although it seems like a story, the incident happened in reality, that too in our India. But before that, let me tell you that those who are new to my channel, subscribe to the channel to get such videos, and keep pressing the bell icon, so that the notification will be sent to you as soon as I upload a video. In 1962, the then Prime Minister of India was Jawaharlal Nehru. At that time suddenly the Chinese invasion started. In 1969, after a rebellion in Tibet, when India sheltered the Dalai Lama, China became enraged and attacked India. They claim a small part of Arunachal Pradesh as their own. China then deployed troops across a vast area along the Indian border. But Jawaharlal Nehru still believed that China would never attack India, because India saw China as their friendly country. The border between India and China, there were disputes between the two countries over several territories. At the western end lies the Aksai Chin region. Aksai was a part of China, and part of Kashmir, which was disputed between the two countries. Also there was Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh, as part of the Tibet Autonomous Region, is claimed by China as South Tibet. China occupied parts of Arunachal Pradesh in 1962. A war situation arises. Forced, India also sent troops. On the 17th of November, 1962, the battle began in the Nuranang region of Arunachal Pradesh. Compared to the Chinese army, the Indian army was very small. In fact, India had no information about the size of the Chinese army. So India had sent only 20,000 troops, while the number of Chinese troops was around 70 to 80,000. Among these 20,000 soldiers, was that one-man army. He was a rifleman serving in the 4th Battalion of the Garhwal Rifles Regiment. Initially, the Indian army successfully repulsed the Chinese invasion. But the Chinese forces became more angry. So they attacked with an MMG machine gun, during the third penetration. They came very close to the Indian forces, and started firing with precision. And in this the Indian army suffered heavy losses. Then the rifleman, Lance Naik Trilok Singh Negi and another rifleman Gopal Singh Gusai, planned to move very close to the Chinese MMG, and threw grenades. And the Chinese soldiers were killed while driving the MMG, and 3 Indian soldiers confiscated the MMG. While returning, Gusan and Negi were killed by Chinese forces, and the rifleman was seriously injured. However, he managed to return with the confiscated weapons. But due to heavy attrition and loss of Indian forces, orders came from above to retreat. But the rifleman remained there. To help him, 2 women of infinite courage, Sila and Nura, stepped forward. They are local residents there. Who is this one-man army? Curious? He is Yashwant Singh Rawat. He was born on August 19, 1941. He was only 21 then. After his group mates left, he continued to fight alone. Constantly changing positions, firing on the Chinese forces. Sila and Nura were helping him then. They also started firing at the Chinese forces from different places. And the Chinese military did not understand that they were fighting only an Indian rifleman. Yashwant continued to fight alone for hours. The Chinese soldiers were killed one after another by shooting with perfect aim from every point. But unfortunately the Chinese captured a local food supplier. On the oppression of the Chinese, he says that the Chinese are not fighting with an Indian platoon, but only an Indian soldier. But then 72 hours passed. 300 Chinese soldiers died. Meanwhile, Yashwant's ammunition also runs out. Then the Chinese stormed Rawat's position, while the injured Rawat's physical condition worsened. His 2 female companions also lost their lives to Chinese firing. By then, Jaswant Singh Rawat had understood the end result. Exhausted, tired, and confused, Rawat shot himself from his rifle. When the Chinese forces reached there, they found Jaswant Singh Rawat lying there dead. The Chinese army got angry and cut off his head and left. After the war ended, the Chinese commander returned Rawat's severed head, and a brass bust of him to India. Yashwant Rawat's bravery was honored by naming the army post he held, Yashwantgarh Post, where he resisted the People's Liberation Army. He was posthumously honored with Paramvir Chakra. However, the Indian Army still sends his family his monthly salary every month. Even after his death he was given several promotions. Indian Army believes that Jaswant Singh Rawat is still alive, and is patrolling the border. Sila, who died helping Yashwant, was honored by naming Sila Pass, Sila Tunnel and Sila Lake after her. Nuranang Falls was named after Nura. The 4th Garhwal Rifles was later awarded the Battle Honor, Nuranang, the only battle honor awarded to an army unit during the war. Friends, today's video ends here, but before we go, we must stand up and give a salute to Yashwant Singh Rawat.